Hi guys, I'm at Woodland Mound. I'm going to try to walk this park course trail, and if you've never been here, you can buy an annual pass for $12 and access the park all year. They have several walking trails that are in the woods, hiking trails. They also have a paved trail out there by where the cars are. It's about a mile around, and had a little bit of a rough start this morning health-wise, but I'm going to try to go ahead and take a walk. I know it's beneficial for me to get out and walk. Can't do any traveling this week due to Matt's work schedule, so I got a personal goal that I'm going to try to get out and do some hiking at least twice a week, as I said, health and weather permitting. But this trail, I like to walk it because it is a little challenging for me. I know that it's just walking, but for me that's difficult at times just because of my health situation. And this one is a very wide trail as opposed to a couple of the other ones here that are pretty narrow. So if you do have people that are passing you, it's kind of hard to squeeze in. And for those commenting, no, it's not just because of the large amount of weight I've gained since being on this chemo, but it's just because the trail itself is narrow. And you want to try to stay socially distanced right now with the whole COVID thing going on. So this one has a wider path, and it is not quite as steep as far as the hills going down and up. I do better going down than I do going up, so when I have to come back up, it's a little challenging for me, but any others that are in decent health shape, I'm sure you would do fine. But I entered the park from the parking lot, or entered the trail, excuse me, and you can see you can't really see any more of that. You're just looking at the wooded area, which is really relaxing, at least for me. So on this trail, you have some exercise stations, if that's something that people would be interested in. And there are multiple stations. Some of them have been changed a little bit since COVID, and they were taped up with caution tape, so they've recently removed that, I guess. This last time I was over here, it still had it on. But it's really pretty back here. You can see a lot of the leaves have fallen off the trees. And there are some color changes to the trees back here. We were just at the beginning of the trail, so it's not quite as heavily wooded as it is once you get a little ways back, but it's still nice and quiet. Whoop. Sorry about that. This weekend, we are planning on going to East Fork camping, as long as nothing unexpected takes place. And we will be doing some hiking there as well, health and weather permitting. So we will attempt to share those videos just for anybody that has thought about it and not maybe tried it over there. And or if you're not from Ohio and you've never been to East Fork and you're thinking about venturing out camping, I know from what we've seen with our camping stuff, a lot of people have been opting to do that now because of all the stuff with the virus going on, as opposed to going to hotels and stuff. They've been camping in campers and tents and cabins just to kind of still have time with their family but isolate themselves from people that could possibly be sick. Here's another one of those exercise areas. This one's a leg stretch on these pieces of wood over here, tree posts. Now with this trail, you have an option of going straight, which prevents you from having to climb stairs, railroad tie stairs, or you can go that direction, which has another exercise station and the stairs. Stairs are hard for me, so I'm going to opt to go straight ahead. And this is where the trail itself starts to get very heavily wooded. I'll look back here behind me. You can see it's where I just came from. We are going downhill. And going to continue on. Do I have my walking stick with me today? My trusty dusty walking stick. Normally carry two, but since I'm videoing, I don't have a GoPro or anything like that yet. It's on my to-do list. I would like to get one of those so I can free up my other hand to use that, because when I go uphill, it actually helps me to have both of them in hand. So we'll make do today. Very pretty back here. Lots of changing colors on the trees. We had just went to the Smokies about 2 weeks ago, and not really much change to the tree leaves there. I know we're north of that, but it would have been so much prettier. It was already beautiful, but with the trees changing, I think it just makes it so much prettier. As you can see, we got leaves falling in front of us. I love it. Pretty soon it will be snowing, I hope. I know some people don't like the snow, but I love it. It can snow every day, as far as I'm concerned. Now this is the top of the steps that you would have came up if you would have taken the stairs up the path. Covered in leaves, so it's kind of hard to see those steps, but they're pretty wide. Another exercise course. It's called the Zigzag Run. There's a sign for it. It tells you what to do. Lots of pretty colors. Ginormous tree here. Leaning pretty far over. Not sure how much longer that'll be there. We have a big storm. Those roots are anchored really well. Then you have another exercise area here on your trail. This is called the isometric lift. This explains to you what you're supposed to do with those on the sign listed there. Another exercise course, the vault bar. And then you have this one here for your pull-ups. Super, super quiet back here. I love it. It's not as cool as I would prefer it, just because the medication I'm on makes me hot all the time. But so many leaves on the ground. So many. Very pretty. There's another exercise area. No sign for it. You see a lot of trees are down back here. On this side as well. Let's see, we're already a little over 10 minutes in. Not too much further to make it down to the bottom. Got another section of the trail coming up where you'll go down, which means you have to come back up. Again, these aren't super steep hills, but they sure feel like it to me at this point. Excuse me. You have some pretty orange colors over there as opposed to just yellow. Different colors here as well. So pretty. I love it. Good morning. Morning. Another log jump. And then another zigzag. Past some other folks here on the trail and be respectful of their privacy and not get them on camera. They're using walking sticks like me. Don't see that around here very often. As you can see, it's very heavily wooded. Goes back as far as the eye can see anyhow. So here you have a split in the trail. You can go right or you can go left. There's the left, there's the right. I think we will go left today. Either way you go, it brings you right back to the same destination. So just the loop extends you around. They do have some benches located in spots throughout the trails. All the trails have those besides one. And I can't think of the name of that one off the top of my head right now, but we'll eventually post a video of the other trails as I walk them so that you guys can see them, and then you can see for yourself which ones don't have the benches. But there's another exercise area on the parkour. This one's an arm walk. There's a bench. Looking real comfy to me right now, but I'm just gonna pass it on by. Keep pushing through. We have another exercise station. This one's for push-ups. There's your exercise station. There's your instructions to tell you what to do if you don't know. I apologize in advance with my breathing starting to get a little bit heavier. The air's kind of sticky today, so that affects me. And I'm getting ready to go back uphill in a few minutes, so you might hear some panting from that. Apologies prior. A lot of leaves back here as well in this area. Not as many from where we came. It's more sporadic, but they're certainly falling. Now this section straight ahead, there's a chain across. It says on the sign that that area stays closed from September 20th through February 10th for a wildlife management project. So I've never been that far on the trail. Not sure if that's a new addition or if it's just something that I've not accessed before. But at any rate, it's closed between September and February. And then here's another exercise parkour station. Different size of rings. Whether you're short or tall or want someone to give you a boost up. And then there's the instructions for the body circle for it. So that is, we're almost at the trail to go, part of the trail where you go back up, and technically you've walked the entire trail in one direction. Now it's time to head back up. So you can see you can bring a stroller back here. Not really a wheelchair, I don't guess, because unless you have someone strong to push it up, and they have all-terrain tires. But it's a very peaceful walk. Now it's time to go uphill. I got my frowny face on because I am not a fan of this part. But, you know, every step you take forward is progression, even if it's a slow progression. Moving forward, eyes forward. Oncologist asked me to track my steps I'm taking daily, any exercise that I'm doing. So, what better way to do that than to record it on the video? And it might be a help to somebody who might be going through, a hard time health-wise or any other emotional reason, and you just don't feel like doing anything. Well, you know what? Even though days I don't feel like it, I gotta make myself, because you can't just sit around and keep watching life pass you by. You gotta keep moving forward, even if it's at a snail pace. Even if you have to crawl. Certainly, God's blessed me with another day, so what better way to spend it but to be in nature that He created, along with everything else He created. I love it. And even though it's hard for me to do the hills, it makes me feel like I'm doing something besides wasting away. And just being in the tree setting makes me feel relaxed. So if you're going through something like I am with your health, or if it's not physical, if it's mental, try your best to get out, even if it's only for 10 or 15 minutes. Step away from where you're living at every single day, all those four walls you see constantly. Come out and take a walk in nature and look at all the beauty that we have right around us, even though it's not a far drive. When you're here, you don't feel like you're in Cincinnati. You don't necessarily have to take a trip far away to get away. Turn your phone off, take a walk, or go sit by a lake or a pond or a river if you don't feel like walking in the woods. Just something. I have 4 adult sons and 13 grandchildren at 51. And I don't have much that I'll be leaving behind for them when it's my time to go out of here. But I know the one thing I can leave them is making sure they all know my Lord and Savior, who's all your Lord and Savior, so that when I'm out of here, I can see them all again. And teaching them that quitting is not an option. Doesn't matter if it's leukemia, any other type of cancer, diabetes, obesity, depression. You just gotta find what is your happiness that you can get out of yourself, out of your own head, and just take it all in. That's my 2 cents, my words of advice. Take it or leave it. But as someone who's been battling for leukemia for over 2.5 years, I can say positivity helps. Knowing that the Lord's on your side helps. And leaning on Him for all understanding and every help every second of the day. And just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. There's some days I don't make it out of bed. So I know those feelings for everybody that experiences that. But on those days you do, make it count. Do something fun. Do something that's going to be a happy memory for your family later. Something that'll boost your energy up, even if it's only a little bit, and make you see that you're still here for a purpose, and you can't just quit. Okay, well, we're almost back to the stairs on the trail, and I'm going to attempt to take those back to go back to the entrance of this parkour trail and let you guys see the steps, and then probably sign off after that because I got a little bit of a climb to get back out of here. And I don't want him to have to make you listen to me panting and groaning the whole entire way back up. So, just thought it would be nice to share this walk so people can see the natural hiking trails that we have back here. Be in nature. Now the ones at East Fork that we're going to attempt to do this weekend, they are not wide like this for the most part. And they have a lot of elevation, so I'm really challenged with those. Last time didn't go very well for me, but I'm gonna try again and do what I can do and not penalize myself for not making it the whole way that I want to go. So we're on the stairs. They have the railroad ties at the beginning, and they're pretty significantly wide, so it makes it easier. Take a few steps in between your step downs. Now, if I was going up these, it'd be a much different story. Take me a while to get up them. But you can see, they go all the way up to the base of those trees up there. And we're almost down to the bottom. This is actually part of the park course, the steps. It's an alternative way from the original option that I showed you that we took, which was minus the steps. And there's another parkour course up here. It's a parallel bars, and they have instructions on the sign to tell you what you should do if you don't know how those are supposed to be used. There they are. I was actually out here with my granddaughter Leah Saturday. She's 7. And we walked this together, and we attempted to do a video for YouTube, but for some reason it didn't work when I went to upload it. So she's very funny, so I'll have to try to get her back with another hike with me. She's in school today, obviously. Oh. All right, so this takes us back to the base of the trail where you first walk in. And that was where we entered. And then this here takes you back out. It's a pretty good walk up. You climb, then it flattens out. Then you climb and it flattens out again. So this is where I'm going to end my video. I hope everybody enjoyed the scenery. And I hope you have a great day. Get out and see some nature. Bye.